Our premise has been that knowing our history and walking those lands where those events have happened, and we've been doing it, this is our third summer doing it, and what we're hearing the kids, it's raising their critical consciousness, and that's what we want. We've already noted many snippets of what we're hearing kids saying. Okay, I've heard this story, now I've walked these lands, and it's having an enormous impact on them. This project, and thankfully we were funded from the Office of Indian Education. It takes place on the Coeur d'Alene Reservation, and we felt a strong need to design this project based upon our kids learning our history. It's a workforce-based program, but we feel that it's just vital that our kids understand our history, know our history, because we want them to enter into the workforce knowing this and carrying out the tribe's 5 core values in that workplace when they are in the positions that we are in.
So last year we had about 64 students that went through the program. We had 78 apply this time, which was a little alarming in a good way for us. And at least half of those students are returners. So there's the first point, that they want to come back. These kids have never had a job before because they get a stipend. And it's super exciting for them. That's exciting to have a job, but it's also, there seems to be a desire to want to come and learn.
The value of the summer youth program to the Coeur d'Alene youth would probably be facilitating a relationship between professional skills and instilling those 5 core values, and also giving a place for kids to develop deeper knowledge of their culture and history through various activities that help connect them to the land and to each other as well as community members. As a mentor, I help students participate in the activities while also forming the relationships with each other, as well as me forming a relationship with them. I've known a lot of them since they were very young, so getting to help them step into the next phases of their life while also getting to do something that I've done since I was very young. I've done summer youth since I was 14 years old, so being a senior in college now, getting to help other kids learn through those same experiences is what being a mentor means to me.
This is the Battle of 4 Lakes, September 1st, 1858. Following the defeat of Colonel Steptoe, Colonel George Wright was determined to inflict vengeance on the natives. He did this through 2 more battles. The first one, the Battle of 4 Lakes, began at dawn on September 1st, 10 miles west of Spokane Falls. The Coeur d'Alene tribal members maintain that only a Spokane and a Yakima lost their lives during this encounter, but contemporary Army accounts place the number of Native casualties closer to 60.
Battle of Spokane Plains, September 5th, 1858. In the second battle, as Wright's soldiers began to move toward the Spokane River on September 5th, the Indians set fire to the native grasses and began firing on the troops amid the confusion of the smoke. A strong wind was blowing in our faces, Captain Keyes wrote in his memoir, and the flames were shooting high and constantly extending. The Indians pursued the army in what became known as the Battle of the Spokane Plains for 14 miles over hills, ravines, woods, rocks, and bare level ground. This was the second battle the Indians had with Wright's army. When the regulars reached the Spokane River, the Indians retreated, unable to press the troops any further. Despite the shower of bullets and the deadly splintering of the pine stands from which the army drove the Indians, few casualties resulted.
These young people need to know who they are, and they need to know where they're from, and they need to know, yes, this is your homeland, but it's deeper than that. It's the connection to water, the connection to land, the connection to your ancestors is not something that often happens on a day-to-day basis.
Well, before Natalie starts reading, I just want you guys to be aware that this smudge, like I tried to explain it at the other place, but this is for cleansing. It's to release all the negative energy, if there's any sadness or hurt, because this is a very important place that a lot of really devastating and sad things happen against our people. And so Natalie's gonna read that, but I have this smudge, and that's why we have this smudge, is to help cleanse that what happened to our people.
Forced slaughter camp, September 10th, 1858. Some Coeur d'Alene warriors, influenced by Father Josette's peace efforts and aware that tribal chief Vincent did not support their involvement in further battles, returned to the mission. Josette sent Coeur d'Alene tribal member Sebastian Zuliatsat to present their peace proposal to Colonel Wright. On September 10th, Zuliatsat arrived at Wright's camp. The peace messenger found that the colonel, in an effort to achieve an emotional victory in the wake of an uncertain military run, had captured and shot approximately 800 of the interior tribe's grays and horses.
I like the summer program because it's more of a way to get interaction between kids when they go, instead of just sitting at home. It's more of an interaction in an educational way in the summer.
Well, what I personally enjoy most about the summer program is going outside, hiking, being able to look at all the plants and identify them, not just pass my gaze over them and not think anything of them. Because a lot of the plants out there are edible, and I feel like in a situation where you're stranded, that could really save someone's life.
The summer program has made me learn about art, our history, how to beat, how to make drums, and a lot more.
I keep coming back to the summer program because it's fun and it's educational. I like to think of it as a fun type of school.
What I enjoy about the summer program is going outside, learning how we used to eat and drink, and how some of the dry land used to be water, and how we used to be able to drink the water without getting sick, and yeah, that's about it.
I believe the increase of student enrollment and interest in the program stems from partially marketing, partially the fact that we've expanded our program. We used to be just a work-based program where we would place students in departments and then they would hopefully learn some sort of skill in that program. We saw some progress with that, but once we decided to move into kind of learning tribal history, it sparked kids' interests. We coupled that with learning a certain skill. So for instance, in art, they learn about drum making, and last year they made dresses and ribbon shirts, things like that.
So this year, and as last year, we have an Indigenous art track. We have the photography track, which is always super popular. It's like a beginner's introduction to using a proper camera. They do all sorts of mini projects, and then they create a virtual gallery, which I believe you've had a chance to take a look at to showcase their work in collaboration with John Anderson from the University of Idaho.
Sitting here as a veteran of a United States Marine, but that fought for America. But this is my homeland. This is our homeland, and this is why we're here. There's men and women that are serving throughout the world today because the United States government ordered them to do so, but also to carry on, I guess, what America stands for peace, for freedom, for right of everyone to be who they are, to do what they are. And that's what these amazing people here did on this wall. They fought for freedom.
Their voices are now saying, I want to be able to do something about this. And whatever field they enter into is going to help with the health and wellness of our people, land, and our water.